Ciao everyone and welcome back to a new episode of Learn Italian with Songs. Specifically, today we talk about Cuoricini by Coma Cose. And so we are back to the Sanremo ranking. However, not following the ranking order because if you've been checking the playlist I made with all the songs of Sanremo 2025, you'll see that, as usual, like every year, the official ranking of the competition does not match the views ranking, okay? Right now, Cuoricini is one of the most popular songs of this year's Sanremo Music Festival. However, it ranked 10th. We are going to talk about it today, giving priority to this song instead of others. First of all, because it was requested. Second of all, because good evening. Second of all, because it had it was very discussed. Not for bad things, but because many people wanted it to be wanted it to rank higher. Okay. And then there is a whole thing about the Eurovision. We are going to talk about it in the discussion. Remind me if I forget. So, Cuoricini. As usual, let's start from the title. Cuoricini literally means little hearts. As I explained other times, ino, ina, or plural ini, ine, is an Italian suffix used to indicate that something is small, and often, since it's small, so also cute. So, cuoricini, cuori, hearts, ini, little, cuoricini, little hearts, and gives a bit the idea of something cute. And in fact, the vibe given by the song is also cute. The lyrics not really though, because the meaning is quite harsh, or at least harsher than what you might expect watching the video and listening to the song. And I understand the struggle because the song, it is made to have this dichotomy between what it seems and what it actually means. And in fact, like any year, like every year, we are having people using in Instagram stories, reels, TikToks, and whatnot, songs like this one with the boyfriend or the girlfriend, thinking that it's something cute. Spoiler, in the lyrics, we'll find out that it is not cute at all. It is a criticism. That said, this song is from an album titled Vita Fusa, literally melted life. And even before the starting of the music festival, it received a good feedback concerning the lyrics, and I agree with it because it is interesting. Also, as I said, this discrepancy between the rhythm, the performance, the video, and the actual meaning of the song makes the lyrics even more interesting. That said, as usual, I went and looked for interviews, but generally things said by the artist concerning their songs. Here we have to mention that technically this is a group, it is a band, because Coma Cose is a band made by a couple. They are in fact not only professional partners but also life partners, because they are a married couple. So in an interview, I put the link to the interview in the description if you want to read the whole interview. We have both of them saying things about the songs. I'll start with what California, the name of, like, the stage name of the wife. The real name is Francesca, I guess, if I remember correctly. And she said, "It's a song about relationships nowadays. More or less, we are all victims of social media and phones. As much as I personally try to detach myself as much as possible and live in the present moment, I struggle because we are all a bit slaves to it, as in social media and phones." The song is about being present. There is a line that says, "A sofa and two phones is the tomb of love, un divano, due telefoni è la tomba dell'amore." We live together. She's talking about herself and the husband. We are always together and we alienate ourselves a bit with the cell phone. It talks about us, but it also deals with the theme lightly because the production is quite up. And here, as I was saying, there is a discrepancy between the vibe of the song and the meaning of the lyrics. But the lyrics collide with this. At first listen, it may seem like a light piece, but the theme is also more difficult, as I was trying to explain before. Then I have what the husband said, who is called Fausto, if I remember correctly. "As always, we like to play with contrasts. The lyrics go on their own way with respect to the music." So again, stressing the discrepancy between the lyrics and the vibe of the song. The song starts from the dimension of the couple, because we are a couple. We tell our story this way, because we sing together. But it has a universal language. Everyone can identify with it. Understandable, I kind of agree with it. Playing with paradoxes, we got to the point that maybe under catastrophic news, there is someone who likes it. We are going to explain this point better when we'll find the specific lines in the lyrics. The music starts from new wave. We had almost given ourselves to the imperative that if we had done a third Sanremo as Comacose, the name of the band, we would have brought a different musical code. Exactly, because in 2025, Sanremo Music Festival edition, Comacose participated for the third time. And in fact, the first language, Fiamme negli occhi, the title of the first song, like of the song they brought to Sanremo stage for the first time, was a mid-tempo song to introduce ourselves, to give a first snapshot of what we were. The second, titled L'addio, brought a slightly deeper theme and the form of the ballad. We wanted to show a third color, the more carefree one, at least in the rhythm, because, as we said at this point several times, there is discrepancy between the rhythm, the musicality, the music of the song, and the lyrics. So, let's see those lyrics. Shall we? We start with the first verse. No introduction, the start of the song is quite immediate. Oggi mi sento una pozzanghera. Today I feel like a puddle. Se l'ansia mi afferra. If anxiety grips me. Con lo sguardo verso il cielo, with the gaze towards the sky, ma il morale per terra, but the morale on the ground. Now, this is a metaphor, so like I feel like a puddle. In Italian pozzanghera. Because when I feel anxious, I feel like I want much more, I want to do things, but I'm not in the mood, I don't have the willpower to do them. And we have the metaphor of the paddle, because if you think about a paddle, the paddle technically faces, from a certain perspective, the sky, because it is reflecting it, usually. However, by design, a paddle is literally in the ground, so that's why the metaphor. Se mi trascuri, impazzisco. If you neglect me, I go crazy. Come maionese, like mayonnaise. E ci sto male. And I feel bad. Male, male, male. Bad, bad, bad. Now, in Italian, did you know that mayonnaise can go crazy? I will explain. It is not really an idiom, it's more of like a collocation. Because in Italian mayonnaise can go crazy. La maionese può impazzire. In gastronomy, referring to cream, mayonnaise, or other liquids beaten with egg yolk, impazzire, literally to go crazy, means to clump together or to lose homogeneity. In fact, in Italian, when we cook specific things that are based on the idea that you have to beat the egg yolk, so for example, to make mayonnaise or certain types of cream, if you don't beat the egg yolk properly, the cream is going to form clumps or become too liquid anyway, is not going to come creamy as it should. In this case, we say that since the cream is messed up, it went crazy. La maionese o la crema è impazzita. I swear to God, I'm not making this up. It is something that you actually say. And it's totally normal. Vorrei svagarmi. I would like to relax, but svagarsi, the verb svagarsi, reflexive, is to relax but to have fun, ok? Ma oggi una canzone, but today a song, dura come un temporale, last as much as a storm, anche se è molto popolare, even though it's very popular. Here is a reference, a metaphor with the storm, because if you think about tropical storms or summer storms, they they don't last much, okay? So they pass soon, like very quickly. Here, I don't know if they are hinting at the fact that even if a song is very popular, it becomes old fast. So things are trendy not for much time. Or if the songs are shorter because of attention span. So I don't know if it is related to the fact that trends change fast or the songs are literally shortening. Could be both. Yeah, like in 2025 we all crazy mayonnaise comprehended. So we guys, now you can say today I feel like mayonnaise. I feel a bit crazy. I feel like messed up. mayonnaise, thank you very much, or messed up cream. Then we have the bridge. E mi hai buttato via, and you threw me away, in un sabato qualunque, on a random Saturday, mentre andavi in cerca, while you were looking for, di uno slancio di modernità, for a burst of modernity. In Italian, when we use the verb cercare, as in to look for, we don't use for, which in Italian would be per. We use di, which is of. So, andare in cerca di qualcosa is to go looking for something. Here I had to change it a bit, but literally speaking, andare in cerca di is to go, andare to go, in cerca di to go look for, ok? Ma tu volevi solo, but you wanted only just. This line is the true bridge towards the pre-chorus. And in fact, then we have the pre-chorus. You wanted only cuoricini, cuoricini, little hearts, little hearts. Pensavi solo ai, you only thought about the cuoricini, cuoricini, little hearts, little hearts, stramaledetti, goddamn, cuoricini, cuoricini, little hearts, little hearts, che mi tolgono il gusto di sbagliare tutto, that take away from me the pleasure of doing everything wrong. Now, two little notes like the little hearts. We have stramaledetti. I translated it as goddamn because stra is a suffix that in Italian gives the adjective attached to it the value of superlative. Okay, so if maledetto, masculine, is damn, stramaledetti is even more damn. That's why I translated it as goddamn, like even more. And then the Italian idiom togliere il gusto, which means to take away the pleasure. But literally speaking, togliere il gusto, usually a qualcuno, to someone, from someone, literally means to take away, because togliere is to take away, il gusto, the taste. Because if you take away the taste from something, is like taking away the pleasure from it. Here you can see how important food is for Italy. I'm not even joking. Like, one fun things about idioms and idiomatic expressions is to see the culture through it, because in the end languages are heavily impacted by the culture behind it. So yeah, if you want to take away the pleasure from an Italian, you take away the taste, il gusto. Then we have the chorus. Poi mi uccidi, then you kill me. Repeat it 2 times instead of cuoricini. Quegli occhi sono, those eyes are, 2 fucili, 2 rifles. Repeat it 2 times. Che sparano sui, that should at, literally on the, because in Italian you should on things, not at things. You can also should at things, but in this case you should on. Cuoricini, cuoricini, little hearts, persino sotto alla notizia, even under the news, crolla il mondo. The world collapses. So, explanation. Here we are talking about the hearts representing the likes on the social media. Many social media, probably starting from Instagram, I don't really remember who started first, went from the thumbs up. Some designs still keep it, like YouTube has the thumbs up for the likes, but Instagram, for example, or maybe the shorts? No, YouTube has only thumbs up, doesn't really have hearts. Some platforms kept the thumbs up, many other are switching towards the heart. These are the little hearts, I cuoricini the song speaks about, the likes on the social media. And here we have the paradox I was quoting in the introduction. We have to understand these two lines as even under a news saying the world collapses, there is the paradox of putting the like. Of course, when we see the news on our phones, right? Because social media right now are definitely optimized for phones. We scroll things and it can happen we find the news. And it is a paradox because even if a news is negative, in this case we have the extreme, the world collapses, we like it. Yes, you can tell me, yeah, but I'm actually liking the source giving me the news. I am liking the fact that I am providing a service. I'm liking the fact that of like how the news are delivered and so on. That's true, but technically you are also putting like to a negative news. Per se, this is a paradox because it is something negative that you should dislike. That's the meaning of these two lines, mainly of the chorus, the effort of trying to communicate the paradox of liking everything on social media. Then we have the second verse. Un divano e due telefoni, a sofa, a couch and two phones, è la tomba dell'amore. It's the tomb of love. Ce l'ha detto anche un dottore. A doctor told us so too. Probably because they went to couple therapy, I imagine, because the doctor in this case, I guess it is a psychologist. And we have what, again, I was quoting in the introduction. We have many couples in the world living together who should build a life together, and instead they alienate each other by scrolling on the phone. That's here they are trying to picture the classic scene where there are two partners on the couch, on the sofa, maybe watching a movie, and both of them are on their phone scrolling. Porta 1 chilo di gelato, bring a kilo of ice cream, e poi nel dubbio porta un fiore. And then, when in doubt, we don't say when, we omit quando, we just say nel dubbio. In English, you can say as well in doubt, but usually the full expression is when in doubt. We just cut that part. Bring a flower e almeno un kiss, please, and at least a kiss, please. In Italian, this part would be un bacio, per favore. And here, classic dating scenario, ice cream, flowers, and physical affection. And as I said while reviewing Duolingo a couple of times, kilo in Italian is written like this, with ch, not like this, like in English. However, if you write it like this, people are going to understand you nonetheless, so no worry. E se oggi ho le pupille, and if today I have the pupils, più grandi del cuore, bigger than the heart, un saluto a Fedez, non mi giudicare, don't judge me, male, 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 bad, bad, bad. Now, pupils, the black central part of your eye. Why might you have dilated pupils? Several reasons. Drugs, certain type of meds, substances generally speaking, probably also in certain cases alcohol. I guess generally whatever gives you dopamine, if I remember correctly. Infamous K. So here, why? Okay, so we have the husband in this case going to the date, like to visit the wife, arrived at home with things for the wife, and he has dilated pupils. I don't know if it's for the dopamine. I don't know, because again, the scrolling, because I know that there are certain light effects that can dilatate your pupils, probably because it's a reference to the fact that social media algorithms are based on dopamine release. When you scroll posts on or videos on any social media, the algorithm is made to give you rushes of easy dopamine, which can be very dangerous for your brain and your body, because it is, first of all, it gives addiction, like it causes addiction, because you are dependent on that very nice sensation you're having, because your brain is releasing dopamine, which is like that type of happiness, like excitement. It's the classic happiness feeling. And also because you ruin your dopamine release, because we are not meant to release dopamine this way. So having easy access to dopamine can give issues. For example, there are other activities giving you long-term benefits and long-term dopamine releases and not rushes, which is better for your brain and your body. For example, crafting something. I'm thinking about something that I do, which is crocheting. For example, if you crochet something or knit something or you do embroidery, you have long-term results and your brain gives you rewards, dopamine rewards for that, but in a healthier way. That's why it is better to have a hobby where you build things. It can also be videos, it can be specific types of game not focused on addiction. Social media should be consumed with care, with attention, because they are they are structured to give you rushes of dopamine, but long term it is not good for your health, physical and mental. So take care. Che dovrei dire? What should I say? Io che ti parlavo. I who was talking to you, literally speaking. E tu nemmeno ti mettevi ad ascoltare, and you didn't even listen. So basically here we have the idea of one of the partners bringing gifts to the other one. Something's wrong because of the pupils, and they start arguing. So the starting partner, my voice is leaving me. A second, I'm trying to get it back. Okay. So, and we have this partner number 2 scolding partner number 1. So partner number 1 says, what should I say? What should I say? Me talking to you and you didn't even listening to me. So we have a start of an argument. Also because the first verse is sung by the wife and the second verse is sung by the husband, and then they do the bridge, pre-chorus and chorus together, if I remember correctly. Don't quote me on that, but the idea is that here they are arguing because, for example, male male male, it is sung by the wife. Same as hai almeno un kiss, please. So, ti mettevi ad ascoltare. Why did I highlight this? Because mettersi a fare qualcosa, so mettersi ad ascoltare, mettersi a fare, mettersi a correre is a structure that we use in Italian. Literally speaking, mettere is to put. In this case, it is reflexing, so to put yourself, okay? What do we mean when we use it like that? We mean to start, okay? So, mettersi ad ascoltare means to start listening. Then we can have, for example, mettersi a fare I compiti, to start doing homeworks. Mettersi a correre, to start running, and so on. This is how mettersi is used in construction, where we have the verb mettersi conjugated as you need it. A or ad. In this case, we have ad. This D is called euphonic D. It is a D we add after an A or an E, so an A or an E, to make the spoken words more fluid. Because if I say mettersi a ascoltare is not the smooth, because we have two vowels clashing. Because we have ascoltare starting with A. So instead I say mettersi ad ascoltare. But for example, I say mettersi a correre. Because correre, to run, is starting with the C, so a consonant, and I don't need the euphonic D. Euphonic D literally means D with a good sound, because it is to make your speaking more fluid, more smooth, or smoother. So we have the verb mettersi, a or ad, and the infinitive. This is how you build this formula. And then we have a play on words, because we have ti mettevi ad ascoltare, and then we have a repetition used in another way, which is the literal way. So to put, tu mettevi solo, you only put, past tense, only or just, and again we have this line to connect the verse to the pre-chorus. So what did you put? Cuoricini, cuoricini, little hearts, little hearts. Pensavi solo ai, you only thought about the cuoricini, cuoricini, little hearts, stramaledetti, goddamn, cuoricini, cuoricini, little hearts, che mi tolgono il gusto di sbagliare tutto. That take away from me the pleasure of doing everything wrong. Because I also didn't mention this, but in this case we are hinting about the lack of authenticity brought also by social media. These need to always appear and look perfect. And of course, what's the consequence? We lose the pleasure of being ourselves, or of making mistakes and doing things wrong, because we kind of have this obsession and anxiety of always looking perfect, always be in the right. Just like any other thing, any other tool, social media, if abused, can create serious issues. Then we have, again, after the pre-chorus, the chorus. Poi mi uccidi, then you kill me. Repeat it 2 times. Quegli occhi sono, those eyes are, 2 fucili, 2 rifles. Repeat it 2 times. Che sparano sui, that shoot on the, cuoricini, cuoricini, little hearts, persino sotto alla notizia, even under the news, crolla il mondo, the world collapses. Friendly reminder, notizia, just like informazione, in Italian it is not collective, so we don't have a piece of information or a piece of news. We have un'informazione, delle informazioni, una notizia, delle notizie. Okay, so we have the singular and the plural form. Then we have the bridge connecting the chorus to a variation of the pre-chorus. Ma fortunatamente, but fortunately, luckily, un sabato qualunque, on a random Saturday, mi hai portato via da tutta quanta, you took me away from the whole of la modernità, the modernity. So, what does it mean? Fighting scenes in the apartment because of abuse of social media, but then we have a vacation, a situation where one of the two partners takes away the other partner from the social media, so sort of like technology detox weekend sort of situation. And then we have once again the line of the bridge really truly bridging the bridge to the pre-chorus or the chorus to another pre-chorus. Ma dove scappi senza? But where do you run off to without? Because we said they were running away from modernity, as in technology and social media. And then we have the variation of the pre-chorus. Cuoricini, cuoricini, little hearts, little hearts. Per l'autostima, for the self-esteem, cuoricini, cuoricini, little hearts, little hearts. Che medicina, what a medicine, cuoricini, cuoricini, little hearts, little hearts. Ma che tolgono il gusto di sbagliare tutto, but that take away the pleasure of doing everything wrong. And then we have one last chorus, poi mi uccidi, then you kill me, repeated 2 times. Quegli occhi sono, those eyes are, 2 fucili, 2 rifles, repeated 2 times, che sparano sui, that shoot on the, cuoricini, cuoricini, little hearts, little hearts. Persino sotto alla notizia, even under the news, crolla il mondo, the world collapses. And then, to close, we have the outro, cuoricini, cuoricini, repeated for 2 lines, so little hearts, little hearts, little hearts, little hearts. Persino sotto alla notizia, even under the news, crolla il mondo. The world collapses. Because here I think they wanted to stress even more the idea I explained before of the paradox of social media where you like even negative things. So apparently the partners got very hit by this thing. Would also be hinting at the fact that, for example, it is a paradox, generally speaking, like social media are quite of a paradox if we think about it, mainly recently where authenticity is trendy, but physiologically speaking, as human beings, we end up not being authentic on social media. Which makes sense because in the end we'll always have a filter, which is the screen. When we talk to a person, real life, there is a whole dimension of the situation of being there as human beings with our chemicals and occupying space in the world, which is different from speaking to a person or listening to a person on a PC or a phone, of course. It is a little bit the paradox of authenticity. The paradox of authenticity can also be seen as that phenomenon where people look authentic on purpose, but just enough to look authentic and yet maintaining a look, a presence that sets anyway higher standards. It is a classic way of makeup where you can wear even a lot of makeup, but the whole point of makeup is to look natural. Is the same idea of looking authentic. You don't look authentic, you just look like it, which is different. So, that said, it is time, ladies and gentlemen, concerning the gossip. So, Cuoricini, Sanremo performance. We had our beloved Comacose performing a little bit Korean, if you want, because in their performance you see that they do the heart like this, they do like this, which apparently is very K-pop as far as I know. I don't listen to a lot of K-pop, so I trust what people tell me. They also have the thing where they like hold each other hands, giving each other the back, and they form the the heart shape between each other, which I mean, even the makeup the female singer is wearing is very anime-ish, we could say, cartoonish. Also the hairstyle, a bit of berry boop. But yeah, which makes sense because their label is Asian fake, so it makes sense. I would expect this in their style. But I have to say, good performance. Very catchy tune. Lyrics average. I mean, good lyrics. Okay, I would say 7 out of 10. Just like I said concerning Fedez. A bit lazy though, because it is the issue. For example, I praised Simone Cristicchi because it is a poem, the lyrics. There is a certain repetition, but more due to stylistic choices. Here we have the pre-chorus and the chorus repeated 3 times, with the outro, which is a repetition as well of the chorus. Now, I understand doing the catchy tune, but as we like to say in Italian, anche meno, like a little bit less wouldn't be bad. Because to be fair, the like 60% of the song is the pre-chorus and the chorus. That's why I'm saying a bit of a lazy choice, if you ask me. However, I have to agree with the idea that this was very, very much Eurovision. If you think about it, like catchy tune, we have it. Easy lyrics to sing even for the non-Italians. We have it. Eventually, quite easy to translate in English as well, if you ask me, and to keep the magic. Would have worked well also in English, in Italian, because Cuoricini, Cuoricini, we got it. Like, if you can say cappuccino, you can say Cuoricini. Like, we have the phonetics to do so. A lot of pre-chorus and chorus, so simple on like this point from this point of view. Good performance, very Eurovision performance, youngish if we want, since it's like hinting a bit to K-pop. So yeah, this song was very Eurovision. And in fact, after the ranking, many started to say, maybe we should implement in the festival, alongside other awards we have, also the winner for the Eurovision. So we are not obliged to send the winner of the festival, and we can have the winner of the Italian Music Festival and the song for the Eurovision. So to keep them separated, we decide the winner of the festival and we decide the best Eurovision song. However, many said that's actually not the best idea, though, because the point of Eurovision is to send the best we have. If people don't get why this is the best of Italy, well, happens. We can't have Maneskin all the years, right? So I don't know what would it be best. I made a poll, for example, on Threads, and the majority of the votes, I made it for Italians, and the majority of the votes were pro specific category for the Eurovision. Yeah, another good example was Tuta Gold by Mahmood last year. This year, if you ask me, I feel it even more because I love Lucio Corsi. Great fan of the lyrics, as I said in the video I made about it. Great performer as well. Olli, on the other hand, choose well to reject the possibility of going to the Eurovision, because Olli is not Eurovision to me. Olli's song and performance wasn't for the Eurovision. Maybe he will mature and next year he's going to bring more Eurovision songs. But right now the performance wasn't there yet. This year Cuoricini was Eurovision-like, more than any other on the stage. To me, I'm happy though that Olli left the stage to Lucio Corsi. It was very mature from him. I think he made a good choice, giving priority to his tour and his fans, because objectively Olli is incredibly tied in a good way to his Italian audience. He is really striving to create and keep this connection with his Italian audience. To me, Olli is very Italian, but in a good way. Like, it's very much for Italy. Not much for the Eurovision. Lucio Corsi, it is more. Cuoricini seemed made exactly, precisely for the Eurovision, if you ask me. Now, last year, Tuta Gold would have break like whatever was I don't know how the stage was called, the stage of the Eurovision, let's put it like that, because Tuta Gold last year was incredibly Eurovision. However, it is also true that last year we had Angelina Mango, and Angelina Mango was also very Eurovision to me. Also, last year I remember we had a whole issue concerning the voting system, if I can put it like that, because Italy made very stupid mistakes and leaked the data concerning the votes, so we got a penalty at the end. So instead of being on the podium, Angelina Mango went like far back and things like that. But Italy, what the fuck? Let's not repeat to like this year, please. But yeah, last year we had Mahmood, would have been like 10 out of 10, but also Angelina Mango, 10 out of 10. This year, Sanremo wasn't very Eurovision, if you ask me. It was very Italian, very chill. Not a bad thing, if you ask me. But I don't know, like, we could have sent whoever. We didn't really have so much Eurovision vibes this year. Probably we'll do average, I think, even if like people are already joking about the fact that we'll have espresso macchiato on one side and maybe Gabri Ponte representing San Marino with Tutta l'Italia, so people will get confused, and when in doubt they vote Italy. Even if we have Lucio Corsi, maybe because the performance will be destabilizing, so people will be confused and voting Italy because yes, it's a tactic. But yeah, I don't expect much from this Eurovision. Cuoricini would have been nice, more Eurovision than Lucio Corsi. But it's also that it is also true that Lucio Corsi has an incredible stage presence. Okay, like the fact that he starts with the piano, but he's sitting weirdly to show the boot. The fact that he has also the guitar, or is it a basso? I guess it's a guitar. Sorry, I have issues remembering what instrument he's playing. And he starts the solo and has the microphone under the armpit and then get it back, like fucking circus on that stage in a good way. But yeah. So Cuoricini, again, probably more Eurovision, but in the end, I have to say, happy Lucio Corsi is going, with all the love for Olli. He did great, deserved a good win, good game, well played. That said, I remind you all to let me know what you think about this song and the whole matter, generally speaking, in the comments. Next time we are going to talk about, since you asked me to, I'm going to comment on Espresso Macchiato, the Eurovision Song Contest entry from Estonia. That said, grazie everyone for watching and arrivederci.